to a new video. I don't know if it's a vlog or if it's a short random reading video or if it's I don't even know what it is, but we're starting it now. It's sunny, it is spring, which means it's summer here in Tel Aviv. We were just in, maybe I have some clips that I put, I'm not sure how much I really filmed, but we were for like one night at a friend's family's home in like a little village about 25 minutes drive from where I live. It was so nice to just be in like quiet nature and be near the beach. And I mean, I'm near the beach here, but a much quieter beach. And Jacob just was thriving. He just had the best time. I really felt like Ohad and I felt like if we had a little house with a little garden, he would be so happy. He's just not a city dog by nature. I mean, I don't think any dog really is, but he's definitely not, and he thrives when we take him somewhere else. So that was really great to have him, and it was actually his first time at the beach, and it was very, very cute. Jacob is our dog, if you're new here. Anyway, yeah, that was really a wonderful day, and it was Independence Day here, and let's just say that's really fucking complicated in this country. I feel complicated about it, especially these days. So we just wanted to like be out of the city. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Okay, that's it. I was watching some booktube this morning with my coffee, and I was like, I miss talking to the camera, talking to friends on here. So yeah, I want to get back in my reading. I'm sick of being in this slump. I want to get back into like having a stack of books I can't wait to get through, and I just like am not there, which it's okay. There's nothing about my current life situation that can really be rushed. So I guess everything in its time. I am almost finished with Optic Nerve by Maria Gainza. And I'm very much enjoying it. So I think I can manage to finish that today, actually. Yeah, short little sort of like fictional essays, I think that they're described as. So they have like a feeling of an essay, but they are fictional, but they do deal with they do draw real inspiration from art history and real artists. So it's a good blend of all the things that I like in a book. I also read this short little piece that Amina Kane wrote for the Financial Times. I'll link it downstairs, where she speaks about, she kind of dissects paintings by this specific artist, I don't remember his name now, in relation to like daily interior life and color and mood, and also reflecting on taking care of her mother as she's been dying. And I've actually been exchanging like messages on Instagram with Amina Kane, like after my father passed away and her mother was sick, and then her mother passed away. So we've kind of shot some messages back and forth about our experiences with that, and I've really appreciated that exchange. So yeah, I love her short little piece in the Financial Times now. And I also know that Cusk has a new short story out. Who published it? I don't remember, but anyway, I want to read that also. I love a good piece of Cusk. And I feel drawn to picking up one of her books soon. So that will be like a nice little taste. Okay, I'm getting hot in the sun. So I'll catch up with you later. Jacob, do you like wine? Do you like white wine? No. Hey, it's your mug. Jacob. Hi, everyone. Oh, hello, hello. As you can see, we got Jacob neutered because of, you know, the reasons that you do. And he's with a cone, so, but he's handling it really well and being very sweet. A few more days and we'll be done with that. Long time no talk. I hope that this is gonna be just added on to some other clips that I filmed but like had no real place for. So I don't really know. Anyway, but I thought to film this because something exciting is happening. I'm about to go pick up a package from my, hi. When Book Depository closed, I didn't have a chance. I didn't have a chance to order anything before they freaking closed down. And everyone was recommending Blackwell's to me instead. And then just the talk of it got me like itching for online book shopping, which is not something I really ever do. I didn't use Book Depository that much, actually. I either buy my books abroad or I download them on my Kindle. But I just, you know, had some urge, and I also had some like birthday gift money. So I was like, okay, let's spend it on books. And I totally overdid it. I bought like 20 books. Half of them have arrived already and they're waiting in like a pickup point. So I'm gonna go grab my bike and bike over, and I don't even know which ones they are. And at this point, I don't even remember what I ordered because it was so impulsive. So it will be like Christmas, and I'll share them with you. So I'll see you later. Okay, we're back from the post. Oh, all in this bag. Do you like my Primavera bag? I got it somewhere in Europe, maybe in Florence, probably. Okay, I'm excited. I don't even remember what these are. Let's just start from where I can reach. Hotel by Elizabeth Bowen. In the balmy days of the 1920s, where could be more pleasant for a holiday than a hotel on the Italian Riviera? Filled with prosperous English visitors, the hotel offers a closed world of wealth and comfort. It also provides the stage for the display of social niceties, for passionate but unspoken love affairs, and for the comedy of the shared bathroom. With great wit and insight, Elizabeth Bowen's first novel lays bare the intricacies and eccentricities of polite society. I wonder if I should read the back on all of these, because that would be really long. So maybe I won't do that. But most of them I don't know anything about. I apologize for the sound. They're building something across the street. So a lot of the books that you're gonna see coming here are recommendations from one of my new favorite people on BookTube, Pleasures of the Text. I'll put her handle here and also the link downstairs. You will have already heard about all these books and heard about her if you follow me on Patreon. I spoke in one of my weekly audit videos that I'm loving her channel so much and getting a lot of recommendations. And it was as I was binge watching her channel that I just placed this huge order. And so a lot of them are very influenced by her. And Elizabeth Bowen is an author that she really likes. And I saw this in her video and it seemed like super, super interesting. Ooh, that text is small and dense. Anything that takes place in a hotel, I find hotel environments super fascinating. Okay, then we have Deborah Levy, Real Estate. This is the last book in her Living Autobiography series. Things I Don't Want to Know is the first one, and then The Cost of Living. I recently read The Cost of Living and absolutely loved it. I have a shit ton of mosquito bites and I'm so itchy. Anyone feel like mosquito bites on the hands are like the worst ones? The cover image I've always wondered is, Godard. Then I think the only hardcover in here, which is great, is Cursed Bread by Sophie McIntosh. I think actually I was, I had this as a galley on NetGalley, like a digital arc, and didn't get to it, and then I saw the other day that it had expired and I couldn't read it anymore. Again, I don't really know what this is about or any of these. Fevered Confession, an entry into memory's hall of mirrors, a fable of obsession and transformation. Sophie McIntosh spins a darkly gleaming tale of a town gripped by hysteria, envy like poison in the blood, and desire that burns and consumes. Then I got a few Don DeLillo. Let's see if any of them are in order. No. I guess I only have one so far. Oh, it's a play. I didn't realize it's a play. I thought it was just a, like a short novel. That is very exciting. Actually, I haven't read a play in a very long time. I have another play in here. We'll get to that in a moment. So Don DeLillo, I loved, The Body Artist so much when I read it, whenever that was. And I just needed more Don DeLillo in my life. But I didn't want to commit to a big, thick book of his. So I wanted to read like more of his short books. 3 people gather to determine the fate of a man who sits in a straight-backed chair saying nothing. Don DeLillo's third play is a daring, confoundingly compassionate story about life, death, art, and human connection. Sounds lovely. Jacob, you can't eat that. No. Drop. No. On the subject of plays, this is actually a Cusk. This is a new version of Medea by Euripides, a new version by Rachel Cusk, who we know I love, and who published this? Methuen Drama. I want and wish to be a Rachel Cusk completist. Love the cover on that. And Renee from So I Read This Book brought this to my attention and she loved it. She said it was like a total hit for her. So yeah, I really can't wait to read this like very seminal play, but through her words and her new version. And then going back to Don DeLillo, I got Libra. I just like the title, honestly. My mother is a Libra. Troubled adolescent, endlessly riding New York subway cars, Lee Harvey Oswald enters adulthood believing himself to be an agent of history. This makes him fair game to a pair of discontented CIA operatives convinced that a failed attempt on the life of the US president will force the nation to tackle the threat of communism head on. Libra is a gripping, masterful blend of fact and fiction, laying bare the wounded American psyche and the dark events that still torment it. And I liked the cover also. But look at this print size. Oh my God, it's so small. And it's 450 pages, so I don't know. Another skinny one. Joanna Walsh, Vertigo. I cannot recall how I came to know about this book in the first place. But I can't remember like who was the first one that brought it to my attention. I always like to remember those things, so I'm sorry I can't remember. Ooh, itchy. Joanna Walsh is fast becoming one of our most important writers. Deborah Levy blurbs on the front. I'm really excited to read this. Jacob, don't rip that apart, please. So another author that I love, Jeff Vandermeer. Also blurbs, stunning, short, sharp shocks with insight that reminds me of the very personal work of Clarice Lispector. Like I like this like upside down water cover. Like it might be like kind of fever dreamy. Then we have The Seas by Samantha Hunt, introduction with Maggie Nelson. Like I said in my Patreon video, I would not be the sister of Ignacia, Literary Iggy, if I did not read this book. So I'm so excited, and also CJ loved it and lots of other people. Listed for the Women's Prize. Moored in a coastal fishing town so far north that the highways only run south, the unnamed narrator of The Seas is a misfit. She's often the subject of cruel local gossip. Surrounded by water and beckoned by the sea, she clings to what her father once told her, that she is a mermaid. Samantha Hunt pulls readers into an undertow of impossible love and intoxication, blurring the lines between reality and fairy tale, hope and delusion, sanity and madness. So it sounds kind of like there's maybe some magical realism or some kind of vibes there. I can't wait for this. Maybe I will read this soon. It's a good size. Death by Landscape, Elvia Wilk, author of Oval. This is her collection of essays, which I have been really wanting to read, and CJ also, for Sunny's book truck book club, she picked this a few months ago and I didn't get a chance to join it, but I'm super excited for that. I think I'm gonna really, really love this. I just have to be in the mood for essays. And I also want to read that novel, Oval. One very skinny one and one really big one. This is Not Miami by Fernanda Melchor. I just listened to an amazing podcast with Fernanda Melchor on, what is that podcast? Katie James spoke about it in her latest wrap-up video where she talks about all the books that she's read recently that she hasn't talked about. No, what is that podcast called now? Thresholds. And I was listening to it on Spotify, and I just went back to the beginning and started like listening to all of them, either while I'm cooking, trying to cook, or walking Jacob in the morning. Jacob, what is this? And also you got your cone off. This is not good, you guys. This is not good. Please just behave and don't hurt yourself. Anyway, on Thresholds, I was listening through the like archive, especially while I've been walking him in the morning. And the interview with Fernanda Melchor was so interesting. She had such a lovely, first of all, speaking voice, and everything that she was saying about her interest in violence and the process of writing hurricane season. It was just, the podcast was about hurricane season when it came out. But anyway, I will continue on to what this is. This is Not Miami. These are narrative nonfiction pieces that probe deeply into the motivations of murderers and misfits, into their desires and circumstances, forcing us to understand them and even empathize, despite our wish to simply label them monsters. As in her hugely acclaimed novels Hurricane Season and Paradise, Fernanda Melchor's masterful stories show how the violent and shocking aberrations that make the headlines are only the surface ruptures of a society on the brink of chaos. Wow, okay, so they're stories, but nonfiction, narrative nonfiction, spiraling from real events that blend together reportage and the author's rich and rigorous imagination. Very excited. Love her writing, super visceral, and I'm fascinated with crime. I love crime TV and stuff like that. So I think I'm sure it's gonna be brutal, but I will probably really enjoy it. This huge tome of a book, but it's because it's 5 books in one. This is out by Nightboat. I didn't say who all of these were published by, but I just think that's a really gorgeous book, so I wanted to shout out Nightboat. They are an independent publisher, I know that. So Fanny Howe, she's another author that I got from Pleasures of the Text here on YouTube. I don't remember now what the novel was that she was speaking about in that video and referring to Fanny Howe. I don't remember. But on Blackwell's, they had this. I didn't know that it was going to be so big. But it's called Radical Love, and it's a collection of 5 of her novels. Nod, The Deep North, Famous Questions, Saving History, and Indivisible. It would have probably made sense to get one, because who knows if I like her writing or not. And if I don't, then I've got 5 of her novels that I'll never read. That maybe, is that her maybe when she was a child? Or these stories take place by and large in Boston, Ireland, and California, all places I know well. While each one is a coherent whole, the 5 are interlinked by their time and history and by the presence of children in the effort to hold childhood high. Each page can be, in most cases, glanced over as if it were a prose poem, a complete unit. That sounds like I'll love it, except for the childhood part, because I don't like books normally about childhood. Like childhood narrators are hard for me, and just like on the subject of childhood, I don't like so much jive with normally. But she's looking at me like, I might like this one. So, shiny, floppy, beautiful artifact book, I must say. What I love about this whole stack of books here, we've got a few that I really just don't know anything about the author. I haven't even like researched who they are. I just bought them like on a whim. Elizabeth Bowen, Fanny Howe, that I really, Sophie McIntosh also for me, like that I never read anything of theirs on it. No, give it to me. Eek. No, you know, I pay a lot for your food. Bye for now, or bye in general. I don't know the context of this video really. Bye. Hi friends, welcome to the bathroom. I never film in here, obviously, because it's not the most comfortable, but I'm losing light and I wanna get this video finished because I have something very exciting, which is that more books have arrived, which means my whole 20 books from Blackwell's have come in. So I'm gonna grab the other ones that just arrived, show you the rest of them, and then that's it. And then you can all comment below about how severe my problem is. I'm just gonna pour myself a glass of wine because I finished my work day and I get to do that. So the rest of the books are in this little bag. We're drinking today this white wine. Can you see? It's called Rasa from Portugal. And it's slightly fizzy, almost like a champagne. A little bit less, but so good. Okay. Chev, mom. Chev. Chev. Yofi. Alta. Alta. Yofi. Okay, we are equipped. Let's do it. Like I said in the other clip, I really don't know much about these books at all, so I won't spend time on them. I'll just go through it. So, okay, love this cover. This is such a gorgeous cover. This is also a Pleasures of the Text recommendation. Gary Indiana, author of 7 novels. This is apparently the final installment in Gary Indiana's Gary Indiana's Millennial Crime Trilogy. But from what she said in her video, I guess you don't have to read them specifically in order. Or maybe you do and I'll just be really confused. I was curious about Gary Indiana's writing after watching the video. This is by Semiotext. It's a gorgeous book, and the cover couldn't be more intriguing and just like a beautiful object to have. So that was really the best selling point. Again, another recommendation from Pleasures of the Text. Everybody drink every time I say the name of her channel. There's another Elizabeth Bowen with an introduction by A.S. Byatt, who I have a book of hers called The Matisse Stories or something. I have yet to read it. I read like the first story like years ago. And this is The House in Paris. When 11-year-old Henrietta arrives at the Fisher's residence in Paris, little does she know what fascinating secrets the house itself contains. It says very atmospheric, eerie, and richly descriptive, which sounds like three things that can kind of describe my taste in general. And I have more Don DeLillo. So this one is 0K. I know nothing about it. Don DeLillo's seductive, spectacularly observed, and brilliant new novel weighs the darkness of the world against the beauty and humanity of everyday life. It is a glorious, soulful work from one of the great writers of our time. He's written 17 novels, and I don't know where this one falls in his oeuvre. Like, it's a little bit of a mainstream cover, but I kind of like it. And Don DeLillo, The Day Room, which is another play. Jacob! Like he's doing something naughty back there. This is a brilliant and disturbing comedy that mixes laughter and terror as it uncovers the boundaries of sanity in all of us. The play opens in a hospital. The characters are patients, doctors, and nurses. Psychiatry are the people who are playing psychiatric patients, playing doctors and nurses. I don't know, looks like, sounds interesting. It says it's a black comedy, so that can also be fun and very slim and short. We have The Bass Rock by Evie Wild. This is fully because of Simon Savage. His mother and him spoke about this in a recent video that they made together. Can you stop dinging that bell because I'm trying to film? On the back it says, like Ali Smith's novels crossed with Fleabag. Simon was talking about this with his mom, and they both said that they really loved it. I think it's a historical fiction in the early 1700s. Sarah, accused of being a witch, flees for her life. In the aftermath of the Second World War, Ruth navigates a new house, a new husband, and the strange waters of the local community. 6 decades later, the house stands empty. Viv, mourning the death of her father, timely for me, catalogs Ruth's belongings and discovers her place in the past and perhaps a way forward. Watching over all three is the Bass Rock. Each woman's choices are circumscribed by the men in their lives, but in sisterhood there is the hope of survival and new life. I've been actually wanting to read stories, fiction stories, specifically from the perspective of someone having lost a father. So this, I didn't know actually that falls in that category. And I've got 2 Cusks. I want eventually to own all of these Picador editions. This is A Life's Work. Cusk writes about new motherhood. A Life's Work is Rachel Cusk's funny, moving, brutally honest account of her early experiences of motherhood, an education in babies, books, breastfeeding, toddler group, sleepless nights, bad advice, and never being alone. It is a landmark work that has provoked acclaim and outrage in equal measure. Yeah, I think this is going to be amazing. I think both of these are going to be amazing. I think Rachel Cusk's nonfiction is so good. Well, I personally think that her fiction is also amazing. I haven't read her older work, which I know some people don't vibe with as much as her newer work, but I think memoirs about motherhood, and then this is Aftermath. Oh, it's funny, they look similar, but this is Picador and this is Faber and Faber. Aftermath is about her marriage dissolving. In the winter of 2009, Rachel Cusk's marriage of 10 years came to an end. Candid and revelatory, Aftermath chronicles the perilous journey as the author redefines herself and creates a new version of family life for her daughters. Sometimes when I'm in a reading rut, and I am having a hard time reading, or I don't know what to read, or I can't seem to gauge my mood properly, always coming back to a Cusk for me works. Like, it's like my medicine, and it gets me back into my love of reading. So I really hope, I kind of feel that a little bit now, although I'm reading currently Claire Louise Bennett's Checkout 19, and I'm reading that with Modern Ajuma, and we're really enjoying to speak on Instagram about that. And it's her first buddy read, and it's my first buddy read in a long time. So yeah, Checkout 19 is what I'm reading right now, and I'm actually really loving it. And it's a book about books and a book about reading. And so it's definitely reigniting my, you know, this whole world of books that I love. And then two more. One is Violets by Alex Hyde. Another, there's this one video, if I can find it, of Simon Savage from Savage Reads speaking with his mom, who also has a channel, and I love her, and they're just amazing together, and like, you know, I could watch them for hours. And there's this one video of them, I think they do these like monthly prompts where they read based on these prompts that they create. And I think it's like a video where they're kind of checking in with their prompt reading so far this year. And they're like reflecting on that. And then in that video, I bought a bunch of books in this haul from that video. So I'll link it below. One of them was Violets, by Alex Hyde. Two women, the end of the war, the beginning of a new life. A young woman, Violet, lies in a hospital bed in the dying days of the Second World War. Her pregnancy is over and she's no longer able to conceive. In the small, watchful town in the Welsh Valleys, another Violet is pregnant, contempting the fate she shares with her unborn child. As their lives converge, a spellbinding story of women's courage emerges. Suffused with power and beauty, Violets is a moving, lyrical novel about the sacrifices we make in the course of a life and the strength of two women who choose to forge a new path for themselves. So we're following two storylines of two Violets. That sounds really interesting. I don't love Second World War book fiction, like books that take place in that time. I mean, there's no way that you can put all of the books that deal with that subject in one, you know, it would be very unfair to put them all in one thing. But like normally when I read the back of a book and I see Second World War, I'm not drawn to it. But I will definitely give this. Ooh, it's like kind of vignette-y, fragmentary. Love it even more. Might pick it up soon just because of that. Then the last one is, so in the last clip you remember that I spoke about Alvia Wilkes' essay collection called Death by Landscape. And I forgot that I had also ordered in the same order her novel called Oval. So this is Oval. There's another really great cover that looks like a pill, because I think this has to do with like some kind of medication. Looks like a pill, so I think I prefer that cover. This is also kind of cute. It's giving like ski lodge vibes. Berlin is changing. Artists work as corporate consultants. The weather is increasingly erratic and the economic inequality is spiraling out of control. As tech conglomerates hoover up against real estate, the party is moving on. Anja, I think it's Anja and Louise live in an eco house on the city's new artificial mountain, an experiment in green living powered by waste. But before long, the house starts to go haywire. At work, artist consultant Louise has become obsessed with a secret project, a pill called Oval that rewires the user's brain to increase generosity. While Anja is horrified, Louis believes he has found the solution to Berlin's income gap. Oval asks how we can relate to one another when every relationship, to our friends, to our bodies, and to bureaucracies, is leveraged in ways beyond our control. This is a novel about what the future might look like if it's put up for sale. So, climate fiction and also like a little bit dystopia vibes. Or like speculative fiction. I think that would be what speculative fiction is. That's all. That's too much. Ohad, my partner, was laughing at me because she was like, just as we're talking about downsizing and, you know, plans to move and plans to downsize when we move, it doesn't really make sense to be hoarding books and buying 20 books at a time. Like, you have a Kindle for that reason. But, she can't be tamed. But that's all. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope this was a fun video for you. People love like watching book hauls, no? I really do. I mentioned maybe in the beginning of the video, if you'd like to support this channel further, you can become a member on Patreon, and I have a few tiers on there. It's like the lowest is just kind of something to support my channel with, like $3. And then we have the book club, and then we have these weekly audit videos that I make about different things that I'm thinking about and things that are on my mind, maybe more book-related things I don't share on here. It's a little bit more casual. It's a little bit more chatty about life and feelings and anxiety. So yeah, if you're interested, it's there, and I would appreciate the support. I'll flip the camera around now so you can see the nice light that's filling the sky. I hope this goes up tonight on Monday, so you have the rest of the week to hopefully enjoy. I love you. You are wonderful and gorgeous creatures, and thanks for being here. Bye.